Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Mark Lewis Johnson Sr., and I'm really excited to be able to share this wonderful broadcast with you on today. Hey, many of you know that in the life of Dr. Martin Luther King was an element of service, so that his holiday is not a day off, but it's a day on. And many people all across the nation got a chance to be in service to the community. It's been a phenomenal time to watch and see how things grow and how things happen when people come together and serve. And such was the case here in New Orleans. Got a chance to catch up with Love in Action Outreach. That's right, the Jack and Jill Association of New Orleans got a chance to connect in, and over the last couple of years been providing service for this organization. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to hear from the director herself, Gail Womack, a phenomenal woman of God who's done some fantastic things through 21 years of service. She's fed thousands of people, offered many opportunities for individuals, and it's all because she had some hardship herself. She went through some challenges in her life. You're going to hear that in the interview. You're going to hear about life post-Katrina, and then we're going to come back and share some things with you about what's coming next for Love in Action. So I just want to give you a chance to hear this quick interview with her. But before I do, let me introduce you to someone who's a part of the Jack and Jill Association here in New Orleans, Tracy Mackey, who really helped us spearhead this particular volunteer event. You're going to hear from her, and then after her, you'll get an opportunity to hear from the director of Love in Action, Gail Womack.
Hi, I'm Tracy Mackey with the New Orleans chapter of Jack and Jill. We're here today at the Love in Action Food Pantry with our junior, senior teens, and all the family. Everybody's here. Our MLK Super Bowler Day of Service.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal time. Listen, you guys done this more than once. Tell me, how'd you find it? How'd you get started? How'd you connect in?
So another one of the moms initially started this relationship with Miss Womack. And once we did it maybe about 3 years ago, we fell in love with the program. We love what she's doing, and we've continued to make this our annual MLK Day of Service.
Yeah, and this is a good time to do this, particularly with the young people. What are some of the takeaways you're saying, okay, this is what our young people to take away from this moment, this event, during this time?
So I always like to remember and reflect on the saying, to he who much is given, much is expected. So we're so blessed, but we have to make sure that we give back to others and also be compassionate and understand that this could happen to anyone. One day you have today, you may not have tomorrow. So we just want to encourage and teach our kids the giving back portion.
That was Tracy Mackey. Thank you so much, Miss Mackey, for sharing with us how Jack and Jill Association in New Orleans. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to hear from Gail Womack Murray. Listen, there's a great testimony that she has, and she's shared that testimony. You can see it on the radio. You can see it on the television, backstories on YouTube. So many things that she shared with us. She shared with her history, how she started the organization, how things began to take off. But something happened in the interview that I want to lift up and share with you right now. She began to minister from her heart, sharing the challenges with Katrina, the adjustments, how God moved, and how to encourage someone else who may feel like giving up. And I want to share that piece of the interview with you and let you hear her heart as she began to share this amazing journey of 2,500 families that she and her team is constantly providing food for each month. It's been an amazing journey, and one that I pray that will lift your heart and challenge your spirit to find out what is your calling, what is God's called you to do, so that you connect in with him along the way. So I'm Dr. Mark Lewis Johnson Sr. Please enjoy this segment of this interview with Gail Womack Murray. So when you came back to first set up and things started happening, were you overwhelmed by the number of people you needed to help? Was it a slow process for building up, or did it all just explode on you at one time and you got the support that you needed and then the volunteers? I mean, was it overwhelming?
We bought a home in Texas, and all I could think about was getting back to the city. I said, you know what? If people needed us before Hurricane Katrina, they would definitely need us after. When I saw the need, the 18-wheeler would meet us on the corner. It was a lot on the corner of Chef and Renee. And I would get off the interstate, and like the truck would get there like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it was still dark at 6:30. And I would see a silhouette of people lined up in the dark, and I would just cry because they were sitting on milk crates. They brought their folding chairs, but it was still dark. And I could come off of the interstate as I made that turn, and I could see people lined up. And it didn't matter whether it was raining, sleeting, it did not matter. People were still out there. So that particular lot started to hold water. And it was so many people, it wasn't sanitary anymore. You know, we're trying to wade water and give out food. We were able to move off of that lot into a storefront at the end of Haynes and Dowman. Okay, and we stayed there for 4 years. So at the church, at Lower Light Baptist Church, where we first started, and up until Hurricane Katrina, we were serving about 100 households. After Hurricane Katrina, when we were on a lot, we would serve maybe 400 to 400 households, but that was one Saturday a month. And it was until the food ran out, from 9 to 12. Okay, when we started the storefront, we would serve and have the staggered hours. We started serving like 750 households. And then we moved to a building down here by Ace Hardware, and we were up to 1,000. We've been in this building for 5 years, and we serve 24 to 2,500 households a month. November, December time frame, sometimes it's 27, 28.
So you got to tell me, though, when you're serving those kind of people, you're kind of seeing the same people. What kind of relationships are you forming with the individuals that you're meeting and you're connecting with them, their families?
Their family. They invite me to the birthday parties, to the weddings. I know when there's a new addition to the family, and I know when they've lost a significant other. You know, we cry together, we pray together, we enjoy life together. And it's just, you form relationships. And I know that, and not only that, we have people that come in that were once on the receiving end, they're now our volunteers.
Have you ever gotten to a point where you're like, I quit, that's enough, this is just too much? What was that point like, and how did you get there to that point, and how did you keep pushing even though you felt like giving up?
Oh, there have been times, especially if a customer comes in and they're really, really irate, you know, to the point that they actually curse you out. You know, they talk about, one lady told me, she said, you're going to make me put my hands on you. And I'm like, really? You know, and then, and you know, and sometimes, but, and I just, and I said, you know what? I don't have to do this. You know, I'm good. You know, and I'll go home and I'll take a bath, you know, relax, and before I know it, I'm back here again. You know, when you say that you actually have to love people past their pain, you have to do that. There's no other driving force. You know, it's not for profit, it's not the money, it's not anything like that. You have to stay the course. You've got to stay focused. You really need to know deep down in your spirit that this is what God has purposed for you to do.